My name is Juan Roberto Melendez Colon. I was wrongfully convicted and sentenced to death in 1984. I spent 17 years, 8 months, and 1 day in Florida's death row for a crime I did not commit. I was convicted and sentenced to death for first-degree murder and armed robbery. My case was based in the testimony of two questionable witnesses. One say that I confessed the crime to him. He implicates a friend of mine in the crime. He gets arrested. He gets interrogated. He makes 15 statements. He incriminates himself in the crime. He gets charged with it. First-degree murder, armed robbery, and they threaten him with the electric chair. So he decided to make a deal with the state. He gets his first-degree murder charge dropped. He gets his armed robbery charge dropped, all the way to accessory after the facts. No more threats to the electric chair. He gets 2 years probation with 2 years he already had. And basically what he said in trial was, I picked him up, took him to the scene of the crime, came an hour and a half later, picked him up again, took him home, don't know what happened to after it happened. And that's the entire case. No physical evidence against me. There's a testimony of two questionable witnesses with a criminal record from coast to coast. Two questionable witnesses that make deals with the state, deals with the prosecutor, and they give leniencies and rewards for their own crimes they commit. This is what I had on my favor on the defense side. I had what you call an alibi witness. I have 4 witnesses corroborating the alibi testimony. I had other witnesses testifying saying that the police informant had a grudge against me, but I had a problem. Every witness that I had on my side was from the African-American race, a black man, a black woman. But when a black man and a black woman testify for the defense, on my side, all its own credibility is gone. Trial started on a Monday, picking the jury. Tuesday, they still picking jury. Wednesday, the evidence came in. I already told you what it was. Thursday, they found me guilty. Friday, the very next day, they sent me to death. And when they sent me to death, of course, obviously, my heart got full of hate. Now I hate the prosecutor. I hate the judge. I hate the jurors. And I hated my trial defense lawyer because I felt he betrayed me. But overall, I was scared, very scared to die for a crime I did not commit. Mi amigo, I really realized that I was in trouble when they showed the crime pictures, the photos of the crime scene. And it was the case it was a gruesome murder, a homicide. The man throat was slashed. He was shot 3 times. His blood, when they found his body in his place of business, it's a beauty salon with the fixed hair. It was blood all over the place. And they took pictures, color pictures, I would say about this high and about this wide. And they showed it to the jurors. And when the jurors saw them pictures, their eyes got real big, and they looked at me with a lot of hate. I believe that they had an opportunity to execute me right there. They would have done it. And that scared me because they was looking at me with a lot of hate and shaking their heads. And I'm doing like this. I'm not in that picture killing nobody. I'm not in that picture shooting or cutting nobody's throat. All that pictures did was inflame the jury, made the jury angry. And the crime was so brutal and so gruesome that somebody got to pay. And who's going to pay? The one that's standing up in there, me. It was later I found out that he had evidence that indicated that I did not commit the crime, but he never turned it into trial defense lawyer. He kept it here. In other words, what they call it, I learned later they call that a Brady rule violation, withholding exculpatory evidence that indicated that you did not commit the crime. And he will hold 16 documents that could get the real killer. I don't have to go through all this. Later during the case, I realized that I really did not understand what was going in the case, what was going on, and they never gave me an interpreter. So all I remember that I did understood what my defense lawyer was telling me was this: he used to pat me in the back and tell me that everything is going to be all right, that I'm going home. I did understood that part. I should go home. I did not commit the crime, but it turned out to be the wrong. Everything turned out to be in my disadvantage. I lost. It's when they going to interrogate a suspect, especially in murder cases and homicide cases, they should videotape it, the entire thing, to see if the right of the client is the right of the suspect is not violated, and to see how proper police have done the job. Because when you go by murder, you got to try your best. This go for police. You got to try your best to get the right one. Because when you put the wrong one in, what you think the real killer's doing? He's doing more killings. It's a very, very serious issue. I think what saved my life more than anything was when I had the opportunity to move my case out of that racist county, out of the county where they fabricated the case against me, out of the county where the Good Old Boy Network operates. My trial lawyer, for the grace of God, and I'm glad it happened, he became a judge. And when he became a judge, he created what they call a conflict of interest. That conflict of interest was the one that gave me the opportunity to move the case out of that county. So this judge had it was independent from this other county. So that she was not biased. She looked at the case, investigated the case, and thank God she did the right thing, granted me a new trial, and I was released. Wrote a 72-page opinion. In the 72-page opinion, she chastised the prosecutor for the way he handled the case. She chastised law investigators for the way they investigated the case. And she chastised the man that pat me in the back, my trial defense lawyer, for the way he called himself defending me, granted me, ordered me a new trial, and let him know that in the opinion that the case was very damaged, implying that you have an innocent man in death row. And that's one of the things that hurts me a lot right today. I never got compensated for what they done to me. They only gave me $100, a pair of pants, and a t-shirt. But the thing that I really wanted, it was an apology. I want this prosecutor to come to me and say, I'm sorry what I did to you. And I would embrace him and hug him. And it would be one of the happiest times in my life, because I would feel right then, there's still some humans around. If he would come to me and say, I'm sorry, it would be a great thing for me. It would mean a lot to me. But he never did. He never did. They did something to him when I got out. They took him out of the homicide cases. And he retired I would say about 2 or 3 years ago. And that was it.